Now then, for those servicemen and women who suffer injuries on the front line, learning to cope back at home can be an even harder battle.
Well, Jennefer Tobin from Dumfries is determined to do her bit. Now the whole village has decided to chip in.
Now, the reason I've come to this picturesque village of Carsethorn in Dumfries is to meet one extraordinary woman who's doing amazing things to help young servicemen, some of whom have had life-changing injuries. And she's doing all this from her own home. A few years ago, when it seemed almost every day the news told us of service personnel killed or injured on the front line, former Brigadier's daughter, Jennefer Tobin, decided she couldn't just stand idly by. She had to do something.
My father was a soldier and I was a soldier's daughter, and we always were entertaining when we were on anybody, on foreign postings and things. And I have a space, and I just looked at the lads coming back on all those television newsreels and thought, they need a holiday. They just need a holiday.
4-2 Commando have found themselves in the thick of frontline action, but today, 10 of their rank have headed north from Plymouth to enjoy a week of Jennefer's hospitality.
I'm very glad we are to see you all here. This is for you to have fun. All the entertainments and the people who are out here doing things are here to do it because they really want to be here for you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Jennefer's generosity is matched by other members of the community. Some help out with household chores, and while the WI deliver home baking, one of the servicemen is given a massage.
It's not every day we get to go for a massage, so it does relieve a bit of the stress and the tension.
All the service personnel that come to Jennefer have been medically downgraded, meaning they're not available for frontline duty, and she's helped hundreds of them, some with terrible injuries, get back on their feet. Royal Marine Chris Stanton was injured when a roadside bomb exploded in Afghanistan.
We were just on a sort of standard vehicle patrol. We went over roadside IED. As the vehicle came up, I got thrown up, and then my legs got sort of stuck in the top cover, which brought me back down.
What does a week like this then give you? I mean, you must be getting back into shape.
Oh yeah.
What does a week like this give you outside of that?
It sort of just sort of lets you unwind a little bit, gets you off camp and sort of to relax and sort of get back into the swing of things, really.
And there's nothing these real-life action heroes like better than some extreme sports. Jennefer has persuaded local organisers to pitch in.
It's about testing the bodies and finding actually they still work and that life can be enjoyed again. And it's partly about having lots of jolly things to do. Because if you can sleep and laugh, you're making good progress with dealing with the bad things in life.
Another local supporter is former Major Richard Herman, who runs activities at a local sailing centre.
I think Jennefer's an extraordinary lady. She's got the community together. She's got these guys together. It just takes their mind off perhaps some of the experiences that they've just all been through in a fun but still a reasonably challenging environment.
Some of the lads here today have relatively minor injuries keeping them away from duty, but overall the figures are sobering. In the last 5 years in the conflicts of Afghanistan and Iraq, 16,000 UK military personnel have been injured, and many of them are going to have to live with those injuries for the rest of their lives. You're talking about military personnel who've got quite serious physical and some mental scarring here.
We had a chap here who was paralysed on one side, and one of our inspired instructors had them climbing a wall, and he tied this poor hand that wouldn't work to a strong hand of another chap and sent them 40 foot up a climbing wall. And the effect on that young lad who thought he couldn't use his arm again was just magic.
4-2 Commando pay a contribution for each Marine to stay here. For the rest, Jennefer relies on donations. One local member of Scottish Parliament was so impressed, he's donating a quarter of his pension over the next 5 years to the centre, which will fund a dedicated member of staff. And there are hopes, with further recognition and wider support, their good work will continue and grow.
Just on behalf of myself and all the lads from 4-2 Commando, we've had an amazing time. You don't have to do it, and we're grateful that you do.
And what a super job Jennefer's doing. Isn't that lovely?
Yes.